Scheels has opened a 250,000 square foot store in the Phoenix metro area. So happy holidays, Chris. You're going to be able to have one hell of a time when you go back home to Phoenix for a Scheels experience. According to Chain Store Age, the North Dakota-based chain this week opened the store at Macerich's Chandler Fashion Center, and it even comes with its own Ferris wheel, a saltwater aquarium, and a wildlife mountain, as well as sneakers, team sports gear, and fishing and hunting equipment. Opening day was on September 30th, according to Macerich, and it drew tens of thousands of shoppers to the store, which also employs more than 400 associates. Chris, are you going to be checking this out, and what are you going to do first? Go to the Ferris wheel or the wildlife mountain?
That's a good question, Ann. You know, I am. Chandler's really close to it's right next to Tempe too, where my hometown is, where I hail from, where I'm planning to be in over the holidays, Ann, this coming December. So so if I get the chance, I might head over there and check it out. I don't know. I don't know if I'd go for the aquarium or the Ferris wheel. I think I'm probably more of a Ferris wheel guy than a stand and look at the aquarium guy. Definitely more of a Ferris wheel guy than a climb a mountain kind of guy, because that's just not my thing. You know, I don't go on belay, and, you know,
I can see you reaching the summit and just saying to everyone, hello.
I can't even say on belay with a straight face, because I can't say what I can't say what I can't spell. And so anyway, but getting back to the actual insight of the headline and why we picked it this week, I love this story because I think it answers the fundamental question, which we always talk about on the show, which is, why am I coming to a physical store to shop? Ferris wheels, aquariums, even freaking mountains answer that question for the Scheels customer. And it's not the first time they're trying this either. So they know the recipe works, because when you sell non-differentiated products, you have to have a hook like this, which, again, when we compare it to last week's show where we talked about Macy's, is starkly different than why I would choose a smaller Macy's store over a larger one, especially when you consider that the selection is actually bigger in the larger store. So I have more to choose from. So, and so then if you get back to the answer of Macy's, like, well, you get better merchandising and better service. Well, that's an operational problem, as opposed to an entire reason to build an entire fleet of new, smaller stores. Just fix the operations, and it's a better path forward, is what I'm saying. So like, that's why I love this story, because you got the small side. These guys are saying, F that. I'm going bigger. I'm going bolder. Aquariums, fish, hatcheries, whatever, you name it, I'm doing it. And I love that.
I don't know that hatcheries is included, but I agree with you.
I'm extrapolating, that's right.
Yes. What I find the most fascinating about this is exactly what you said, Chris. Like, this Scheels is going into an old Nordstrom, and they had to add on to the Nordstrom anchor 100,000 square feet to make this concept work. So I think it's so interesting when we see Macy's going small, and Scheels, Dick's Sporting Goods, you know, all of these companies, you know, going, even Bass Pro Shops had an announcement this week that they're going into another large format store in Arizona. So I think that it gets to, like, yes, this does work if you can get people in, and you can bring in, possibly bringing in a new stream of revenue. Hatcheries potentially, but I like, in the case of Dick's Sporting Goods, like, we started going to Dick's Sporting Goods weekly now to do batting cages. Like, not even necessarily, I mean, we are buying other stuff when we're in there, so it's working, but like, this is a whole new destination just to go in and be able to have, you know, the opportunity in a cold weather climate to be able to do these types of things, which Scheels is doing too, like Ferris wheels, aquariums, like all these things make sense. And I think that, you know, I'm going to continue to ask, especially like we did an interview with Placer AI's Ethan Chernovsky yesterday, and his data is showing that visits were down to the sporting goods and specialty stores. And so I'm curious to see if more and more of these get bigger and have more attractions, if that starts to drive more traffic through and increase those numbers of people visiting retailers like this, you know, in these large format stores and in malls or wherever they might be.
Yeah, I think it's the way to go if you're the category killers like these guys are. You know, it makes sense. And to the point, like, why are we stopping in aquariums? Like, why don't we just go all in on fishing? Like, why don't we stock lakes with salmon inside these stores and teach people how to fish? I would actually take my kid to do that because I'm never going to a real lake to show my kid how to fish, like ever. But anyway, I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of hate mail for that. But it's true, man. Like I actually would maybe go do that inside a store, but I have no idea what the logistics of that would be. But hey, food for thought, Bass Pro and Scheels, make it happen.